Everybody, welcome back to the Fielder Report. I am Kathy Fielder and I'm with my dear friend Amanda Tatom.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, I'm so happy to have you here. She is a TV personality based out of Austin, Texas, and a mom of 3 gorgeous little girls.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Wild girl pack at my house.
well, I was looking at one of your posts.
Yes.
And it was like you were taking them to work.
Yes.
And I love them, but I kind of don't.
Yeah.
Some days
they
too,
drive
but-
me crazy.
Well, I mean, well, let's talk about that. So, you know, I think we've all gotten a little closer
Yes.
to our families over the past several months,
Very much.
which is a blessing. And then there are some days when you're like, oh my gosh, like, how do I keep doing this, right? How do I continue?
I'm real thankful they have each other.
For sure.
Because I know not everybody's getting to have a friend right now. And, you know, the dinners have been special. There are silver linings for sure. And I feel like I'm catching that at a moment I might have missed otherwise. Because we're the kind of family that somebody has something here, here, and here. And so my youngest and I might eat dinner together, and my oldest, we might just grab something on the way home. So we have had togetherness. But yes, there's so much togetherness. And they've been troopers, but we're hearing a lot of I'm bored now, and that makes me,
Drives you crazy.
I'm like, what do I think of for them to do?
But they are bored.
Yeah, they
There's
are.
only so much you can do, right?
Yes.
And so, you know, in fact, Harrison told me, he goes, I don't want you to have anybody else come over and play outside because then I have to go swimming. I was like, well, what else are you going to do? You
I know.
I mean, and so I think it's one of those things that we're trying as moms to find things to make them feel fulfilled, but I actually think they're pretty happy. When I grew up bored,
Yeah,
summer could be boring,
Yeah.
right? So it's okay to be bored.
it
But
is okay.
there's
yeah.
definitely a new element of closeness.
Yeah, for
which,
sure.
You know, we, like you were saying, we were all spinning in a million directions, and now finally we are sitting down at dinner and just having a conversation, and there's nowhere to be.
Yeah.
And that's a good feeling.
That is a good feeling.
I've
And I
enjoyed it.
think there's going to be, as we get into school and whatever that looks like, I do think there's going to be at our house a grieving process because we have had so much freedom. You know, we haven't had
Yes.
the freedom to go everywhere we want or do everything we
course.
want, but we have had really no schedule. And
You
that
don't
could
necessarily
mean,
have to get up.
Right.
Right? I mean, you know,
Right.
I got the notice about Harrison School, and he's got to be online at 8 in the morning.
Yeah.
And that battle, the struggle is real.
Yes.
Right? I mean, I'm
Just
really
waking
nervous
them up.
about it, and I don't really want to have that dynamic because it has been so relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
It has been it's been inviting. And so I've really enjoyed that, and I think it has created a different dynamic.
For sure.
I think kids are happier.
oh yeah,
I think they're so much happier, and so I've learned a lot
Yeah.
about what I want for me,
Yeah.
what I think my kids need,
Yeah.
and that sort of thing.
I was at the kitchen counter crying one night, just not sobbing, but just, it was in one of those valleys of like, what is going on? My work projects were very erratic. I was worried and I was crying a little, and my brain goes, are you crying because of the corona? And I said, I am. And she goes, Mom, I'm making an iced chai latte at my house and I'm listening to music at 10 o'clock. I'm having a good life. And I was like, okay, that's really, it's the
what I
simple
needed to
things.
hear, yes.
And then I kind of snapped out a bit,
Right.
but I think we all just kind of keep each other going, you know?
Well, and I agree. And I think, you know, I got in this thing where Harrison, he couldn't have too much, you know, we're all worried about screen time, right?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. And so finally one day, like 6 weeks ago, I go, Harrison, are you happy?
Yeah.
And he goes, Mom, I am so happy. That's awesome. And I was like, you know, I need to take the pressure off that.
Yeah.
Because what else is he going to do? It's kind of their way to connect and all of these things. But I do think that being a parent during this extraordinary experience has been the most educational,
Oh, yeah.
eye-opening situation that I feel like I've been through maybe in my whole life.
Well, and they're taking their cues from us, but we're
Sure.
learning this. We've never done this before.
No.
So we're learning, they're learning.
It's like we're living in a movie.
I know. I'm ready for the credits to roll, maybe.
Like the alternate universe. And we're like, oh, here we're back.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Well, so moving on a little bit,
Yes.
it's no secret how much you love fashion.
I do.
I know you do.
I love your store, too.
Thank you.
I'm like ping-ponging all over the place.
And there's so much fun stuff, and it's just so much fun to be creative. It's actually been really nice to get dressed up again, right?
yes.
I mean, I'm sure you missed it.
Yes.
And like having on heels and all the fun stuff.
Very much. I rocked the Seaside sweatshirt many days in a row. If you go back to
Little
my
bit of
Instagram,
Lululemon,
you can see my low point of COVID. I was like, Seaside again, Seaside again.
I remember doing no like makeup
Yes.
all the time, and you know, it's the strangest experience.
Yes.
And now it's weird because fashion, you kind of feel like if you get dressed up, you look a little overstated now.
Yeah.
But you want to get dressed up.
Yes.
So what's the good mix? What do you think the new mix is for fashion?
You know, I finally think we're really moving into what my favorite look is, just that easy, like done undone, you know, kind of easy.
Natural glam.
Yeah, pieces that can be interchangeable. You know, maybe you could wear this t-shirt with like a beaded sweatpant, but also with a blazer and jeans. I mean, I love to mix high-low, and I think that that's really prevalent right now too. And like we were talking about sneakers, it's so cute with everything. You can do sneakers with a suit, sneakers with a dress,
whatever.
and
And it's so much more comfortable.
I think it's great we both wore leopard today. We did not talk about that.
We did not, but we have style.
I know.
No, but I
Great
do
minds.
think fashion has changed, but I think everyone's kind of ready to look a little bit more put together again. We've all done the no makeup picture and said, hey, it's great to be all natural and all this stuff, but now we're kind of ready.
Yeah.
We're ready to kind of get back into things. And so that leads me to a great question. It's so sensitive right now to figure out how to be out and live your life, but also be safe for yourself, for your family, for, you know, the people that you're passing by in a grocery store.
Yeah.
You know, how are you navigating that?
I just try to be respectful, and I try to remember that just because I think one way or conduct myself one way, not everyone is as comfortable with that. I can tell, especially among, I don't want to, you know, pinpoint them, but I can see the elderly at the stores are very cautious.
Fearful.
And I'm not going to barrel up and grab cheese behind her. I'm going to wait and let her have a turn.
That's right.
You know, we've always washed our hands and had sanitizer in the car. I hope more people are doing it now. We have our masks. We keep some in the car. We keep some at the house. And it's just the simple things, plug them in, and we do try to get out and about as safely as we can. We don't go to a ton of restaurants, but we go here and there, and we go to ones that we know are big and are doing a good job of social distancing.
Eating outside or that sort of thing.
Maybe on the patio.
Because you still have to have a life.
Yeah.
And your children and your family, and you want to connect with your friends and all of these things. So it's an extraordinary situation to be in, how to navigate it, and to navigate it whenever you're kind of a higher profile person too, right?
Yeah, sometimes people can say, you know, what are you doing? I can't believe you're out. And a lot of this is the way that I make my living and provide for my family.
Sure.
That being said, every time I go on a shoot or something, it's always very well outlined how it will be.
Of course.
The small amount of people that are somewhere. I mean, I think when people think of TV, they think of a cast of thousands.
Right, all this big crew.
There's 5 people in the room, you know what I mean? Or there's 3 people in the room.
It's pretty easy to get 6 feet apart.
Totally, absolutely. And, you know, we do social distancing at the lake, or we try to do things to keep life fun, but safe.
Absolutely. You know, I mean, for me, kind of what got me out of that huge fear place that we have all been in, to where I realized that I still had to live, was taking a road trip to Florida to look at a horse with my daughter, right? And so when I got out and started to realize that I did not have to stay home, stay safe. Yes, you do need to be home and be safe, but you also can be out, I feel like, and you can experience life.
Yeah.
You wear a mask, like you said, and you sanitize your hands, but you still live. And I think that's really important for us to remember and to start realizing, because it's really good for our mental health.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
I mean, we need that as a human race to experience this and to experience life. And when we don't, I mean, I know I've gotten inside, like you were saying, you were crying at the kitchen counter.
Yes.
Right? When you get in your own head.
Yes.
And you've got to move past that.
Definitely.
And move forward.
It's okay to get in a funk. It is. I mean, everybody
for sure.
does. That's part of it. You have to acknowledge those feelings. But,
do.
you know, sometimes.
And realize what's driving those feelings.
Totally.
Right?
And for, like, my 9-year-old to say that, I was just like, you know, that's true. Like,
It's wise.
find the bright side right now. So.
Right now, the bright side is everything. So that's a good point. I think that everybody's looking for a little bit more fun and positivity. We're a little bit tired of talking about all the downside of everything,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And so, you know, tell me what is next for you. Like, what do you? So you're on air, right?
Yes.
And well, first, let me say, who is like your favorite personality that you've gotten to meet because of your job, or one of your favorites?
One of my favorites.
It's hard. I'm sure it's hard because I know there are probably many.
I loved Toby Keith.
Oh, yeah.
He's
so engaging, right?
Oh my gosh. He's like, girl, sit down. He poured me a shot. He sang me a song. I was like, I could get used to this.
Yeah,
That was
no
super
kidding.
fun.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed meeting like Andy Roddick and Brooklyn Decker. They are so philanthropic, so giving to our community in the Central Texas area. Over Instagram, like I've become friends with Carolyn Craddock, who I just think is hilarious. And it's just every day is a new day and a new opportunity, and it's super
That's what's
fun.
great about your job.
Yeah.
Actually, is you do have the opportunity. I mean, you're here in Dallas because you're doing some work at the Four Seasons.
Yes.
And so you have this ability to just meet new and dynamic people all the time.
It is awesome.
Yeah.
And I love people. I love hearing their stories and what makes them tick. And so, yeah, it's good.
Awesome. So then going back to what is next?
So I host the show in Waco. It's called Loving Living Local Central Texas, and that's on the Fox affiliate. I do media training. Like I work with PR firms to help prepare their clients to go on camera. I do I've done some voiceover for a video game, which was awesome. I got to be like an evil serpent queen, and then another time I was like an alien. It's so much fun. I do a lot of social media promotion for different companies, and that's really fun too. And I think that's just happened organically. I didn't set out to get that, but I'm very cool with being the guinea pig, and I really love coming and bringing people for the blow by blow of like a treatment or an experience. Because
I mean, once you've been on TV, it just kind of comes your way, and you get to experience all these new products and things.
Yes. And I think women, you know, a lot of times when it's beauty or lifestyle or fashion, it's an investment, and they kind of want to know what they're getting into before. So I try to take them along with me and say, you know, these are the pros, and these are maybe something to think about, and so it's really fun.
Well, and mid-40s is a whole different beauty product than mid-20s, right?
Yes.
I know that's been a huge factor for me, is trying to find the right regimen.
Yes.
You know, as I continue to go up in age.
Yes.
You know, I'll be 47 in September, right? And so I think that that's been really fun. I do think 40 is the new 30.
I love the 40s.
I love the 40s.
I love the 40s.
I actually feel stronger, better, prettier than I've ever felt in my life, and I don't have some of that anxiety about who I am.
Yes.
Not as much. I mean, let's be real. Like, I think as women, we're always going to have this.
Sure.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it's been, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
And I actually am going back to kind of slowing down the pace, have realized what things I can cut out of my life that are not important.
The learning to say no is a huge milestone in this time of life, I think.
It really is. And I don't know that I would have done it as well.
No, and I think sometimes the best part of being asked is the ask. Once you get asked and you say yes and you get sucked into this wormhole of whatever, you're like, why did I do that? I mean, it's so flattering you thought of me.
But it's okay to say no. You know, right now that's not going to work for me. And I do think that we've all come out, or most of us have come out of this being able to say no more. And giving ourselves the grace to say that's okay. It is okay.
It might not fit in your life, and that's fine.
All right. So I think that let's go back to fashion. So let's talk a little bit more about some of your favorite pieces right now. Do you have some specific pieces that you're your go-to besides Seaside Sweatshirts?
Yes, we've put it in retirement temporarily. I do love
in a frame.
Yes, I know, it's in a box, a shadow box. I do love leopard. I love dresses and rompers right now because one and done. I always love like
the ease.
One big accessory, like a big pair of earrings or a big
You're
ring.
the accessory queen.
You
are so good at it. Yes.
I love that big stuff. I love like I want to say slouchy, but a relaxed chic look, I guess. You know, maybe like some silky pants and sneakers, a tee and a jacket, and then like a really cool diamond necklace, like a little bit chic.
Just a little bling to like just set it off. So tell me, going from just thinking about clothes, what about your workouts? Have they changed?
They have changed. You know, our gym's closed, so I didn't go to boot camp anymore. Then I do like an online workout. Now I have just been walking like twice a day, and I do once without ankle weights and once with.
Really?
And it's not winning me any awards, about 40 minutes each time.
Gotcha.
So it's about 2 miles in the morning and 2 miles in the afternoon.
6 months ago, would you had time to walk 2 times a day, right?
No, and now those walks are so, in the morning I get settled, and at night I see a sunset and I feel so thankful.
Absolutely.
And the walks have been great. I'm doing a push-up challenge right now. That's
I
really
saw
good.
That.
I didn't do my push-up yesterday, so I've got to do 50 today.
Oh my gosh.
But you know, I think.
So you're doing 25 push-ups a day?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's been good. And I feel like at this point too, like we're talking about saying no and doing what serves you, just to move a little every day.
Well, I was about to say, you know, 25 push-ups, everybody thinks I've got to go and I've got to work out, you know, 45 minutes to an hour. I actually have been doing 15-minute workouts.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I just stop and I'm like, I'm good. And I just going on, there's no pressure. I took the pressure off the workout. I could just enjoy it. Bike riding's been a huge thing for me.
Yeah.
Like I've been feeling like I'm in Seaside.
Yes.
Because I've been riding my bike so much, which is amazing.
I love that.
Yeah, for sure. So I do think that, again, I think some of the pressure's been taken off so that we can actually just engage and really enjoy.
And it teaches you about patience too. Like I was looking at a picture the other day, side to side, of before the leg weights and after the leg weights. And it's just a little bit adds up every day. And I feel better, and I don't go knock myself out with, a tire or a kettlebell or all that. And I think that's awesome. But right now, this is good for me. Yeah,
that's right.
And so I'll take it until
any bit of calm is a good thing.
Candles,
At this point. Meditation.
Totally.
I did meditation before, but in fact, my son and I last night went to sleep. He calls her the voice on the Calm app.
He likes
she's like,
it.
oh, well, he loves it. He knows it, and he's like, can we listen to the voice while we go to sleep? Yeah,
Because it makes him calm.
It calms him down.
We need to get
right?
the voice.
Everybody needs the voice.
Okay. The Calm app.
The Calm app. It's really good.
I'll get it after this.
It's so good. It really is. So on the topic of your job, tell me what some of the biggest challenges have been and are right now.
Well, when we hit quarantine pretty hard, I stayed home with the girls, and I would do Zoom interviews, and that just doesn't feel as fun.
It's not as dynamic.
And yeah, it was just like, we tried our best, and I think we've done a good job, but that's just not as fun as being there. Challenges on my social media, I feel like I'm very open, but sometimes people will ask things about like my ex-husband or my girls in particular, and I just try to graciously say, you know what, I don't answer that out of respect for them. I'm a pretty open book.
It's
some
a
things
hard
have to be
thing
for you.
to involve your children.
Yes.
In your public figure life, right? I mean,
Yes.
it was always. I know you and I even talked about this in the past of when and how you engage them in your social media.
And we kind of, I'll just have the video going, and sometimes they want to be in it. Like Lila might make something, she's like, Mom, show what I made.
Yeah.
And sometimes they want nothing to do with it. And see,
that's okay.
I used to be like, let's do carpool karaoke every day, and we did, and they loved it, and then they got too big and they don't want to do it.
Right.
And so I'm like, okay, well, we're back. And then sometimes they want to do it. So I just kind of meet them where they are.
Absolutely, and I think you have to.
Yep.
You know, my son Harrison, he barely, if ever, really wants to take a picture. And my husband is absolutely not happening. Like, not happening at all, right? You know, and then Bella, I mean, she and I are so close, and we kind of have this good, so she's like really, you know, she kind of gets into it a little bit more.
Right.
But there are so many times when she's like, no, right? But it's really hard because when you have a brand and you're telling your story, you want to engage your audience and tell them the whole picture of your life.
For sure.
And so it's kind of an interesting balance, and I do think that it serves as a huge challenge, especially during this whole experience that we just had.
And sometimes I will receive a proposition from a business or a company, and they'll say, we would love for you and your girls to come experience. And then I say, girls, they would like for us to come, but that means we need to participate. And
you've got to,
you know, I don't often say you have to do this, but I just have to say that's part of it. This is going to be a great experience.
You commit to it. I've done that with Isabella. Then we have to be ready to do it all the way through because it's part of my job.
So don't tell me if you don't want to. That's okay. Tell me now, but don't tell me yes, and then we get there and you're like, I'm not in the mood because they're depending on us.
Absolutely.
So, anyway.
So what is the favorite part of your job right now?
The favorite part is just that it's never the same thing, and that I meet so many cool people, and so many of those people become real friends. That is awesome. And just the opportunities that it does provide for me and my girls. You know, we are able to go do some really neat things that are just a surprise that we would have never even
gotten to do,
thought of, and it's great.
Absolutely.
You know? So.
Well, I've so enjoyed having you. I think it's been, a couple of years since
I think it was at the W Hotel.
Yes, absolutely.
For a cocktail.
And then I was on your show.
Yes, you were on the show.
Absolutely. So it's great to have you here.
You're a great interviewer.
Oh,
and I am honored to have been chosen.
It was great to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you for following along the Fielder Report, and you can check us out on YouTube at the Fielder Report, and don't forget to hit subscribe. See you soon.